Picture this. You're relaxing on the couch, bothering no one, when your cat marches across the room. It stops at your face, locks eyes, and drives its little skull directly into your chin. Then it walks away. Most of us read that head bonk through a human lens. We assume it means the food bowl is empty, or they want us to scratch behind their ears. That little collision, formerly known as bunting, functions as a declarative statement. Inside that tiny impact, your cat is making a definitive claim. By writing off the headbutt as a quirky demand for attention, we completely miss the invisible chemical reality of how our cats interact with us. Look at this diagram of a cat's face. Glowing clusters mark a constellation of scent glands around the corners of the mouth, the chin, and specifically the forehead and temples. Those forehead glands have a specific job. They secrete a chemical payload called the F4 pheromone. Think of F4 as a tiny chemical name tag. When a cat uses it, they are labeling a target as known, safe, and definitively not a threat. When your cat mashes its forehead into your skin, it is actively smearing that chemical label onto your face to categorize you as safe territory. This makes perfect sense when you see how feline society works. This animation illustrates a behavior called allo rubbing. Cats in a colony constantly slide against each other, blending their individual scents until those different auras merge into one unified, shared group odor. You see this same biology at work in your living room. You drop a new grocery bag on the floor, or a guest kicks off their shoes, and your cat immediately starts rubbing its cheeks all over them. It is performing customs and immigration. Anything that enters smelling like the outside world is suspicious. The cat has to neutralize those foreign smells by stamping them with the scent of the home. You represent an entity that frequently leaves and returns to the colony. To your cat, you require the same diligent scent processing as any other object entering the home. You must be constantly pulled back inside the invisible scent border. That scent border is incredibly fragile. Take two cats who have lived together for years and put one of them in a carrier for a routine trip to the vet. The moment that cat gets home, its lifelong companion might hiss at it like a dangerous intruder. The alcohol and antiseptic at the clinic scrubbed away the shared family smell. The exact same thing happens to you. When you go to work or simply take a shower, your shared scent fades. The system degrades. Which brings us to the pre-bunt ritual. Before the headbutt, you will see a tail shooting straight up, often with a slight curl at the tip. It functions as a diplomatic request to approach in peace. The daily headbutt is load-bearing maintenance. Your cat is urgently repairing the shared scent to keep your family bond from collapsing. We tend to think our cats are trying to get something from us when they bunt. In reality, they are generously pulling us into their trusted circle. Researchers proved this by handing cats swabs of different scents. The cats spent 5 long, cautious seconds studying the smell of a stranger, figuring out exactly what it was. But when handed a swab of their owner's scent, they sniffed for barely 2 seconds. They had it perfectly memorized. Look at this side-by-side bar chart. It compares the rate of secure attachment, the psychological measure of using a caregiver as a base of safety, in human infants and cats. Both reach the exact same mark, 65%. The cultural myth of the aloof, indifferent house cat is a fiction. The data shows they rely on us to feel safe in the world, exactly like human children do. A cat's affection exists as a fragile chemical state. It requires endless daily renewal to maintain its strength. So, the next time your cat trots over and that flagpole tail goes up, you can answer them in their own language. Lean in, offer a cheek, or even just a knuckle. By leaning in and letting them rub against you, you are signing your half of the invisible treaty. You are letting them know that they smell exactly like home to you too. There is a whole universe of feline behavior waiting to finally make sense. If you want us to decode more mysteries using real science, tap subscribe. Give this video a like and drop a comment below about your cat's bizarre rituals. We read them, and your cat's weird habits might just be our next video.